Here we are.
Okay. It says
Rise and
live, so
shine.
it's Friday and we're back again.
Fun Day Friday.
Anybody say hi? Yeah, it's Frisky
Fridays.
Friday. No guys, though. They're all traveling this week. So we got
the
Red
guys.
and Stacy and me and Deb. We got 4 of us you guys got to listen to today.
Stacy, Red Ginger.
Yeah, Red. Wait a minute. No, that way for me.
Oh, it's this way for me.
Deborah's that way.
Yeah.
Trixie.
Well, it looks like the Brady Bunch, though.
Yeah, we need a few more squares.
Yeah, we do, but it's Friday and we're gonna have a good time today.
Yep,
and it's Friday the 13th too.
It is Friday the 13th.
I didn't think about that until I logged on, and then I went, uh-oh. But no hiccups today, so we're good.
Yes.
Someone was born on a Friday the 13th. Not this one, but so some of us think it's a good thing.
Were you born on Friday the 13th?
I thought my mother was lying, but then I checked.
I'm not superstitious. It doesn't bother me.
Well, I think we're all ready to go.
I am. I'm ready.
Okay, I don't have my chat up yet. I'll wait till I read the prayer and then I'll turn my phone on so I can see. I usually don't have time to look at the chat and talk, so I miss a lot.
I'm trying to get there now.
I'll let you guys get on while I read this. When we learn from experience, the scars of sin can lead us to the restoration and the renewed intimacy with God. If we say that we have no sin, we are deceiving ourselves, and the truth is not in us. And that is John 1:9. So happy Friday, everybody.
Happy Friday, everyone.
Yeah. Happy Friday. So, Stacy, you weren't here last Friday. Why don't you tell everybody what like kind of about you?
Well, you know, I'm in Texas, and we did get hit by that tornado. So last week, Friday, we went out shopping, got all the stuff for the new chicken coop. My poor chickens have been living without a roof and some sides, and I had a possum that killed 2 of my baby chicks. So I said, enough's enough. So we went and finally got the supplies and built a chicken coop, and now the chickens are safe, and I'm up to getting 18 eggs now. So
Ooh.
if the chickens don't feel safe and comfortable, they're not going to give you the eggs. You know. So
Do you play music for them?
Hey, do you have trouble in the wintertime with your chickens laying?
Yeah, they do slow down in the winter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So do you preserve yours? I know you powdered some eggs.
Yes, you taught me how, Deborah.
Yeah, got to powder those eggs.
2 years ago, we go back long ways.
Yes.
Powdered eggs, dehydrate them, keep them, and save them.
Yep, and then I also water glass.
Oh, what is water blast?
Water glass is you take pickling lime and water, and you mix it up. You put your eggs inside, and they are preserved for up to 2 years.
Yes. Now, that's not store-bought eggs. That's...
Oh, no, you have to have the shell on store-bought eggs
has been washed.
Is very thin.
You need
and the lime will end up getting in through the pores of the egg. So you have to have definitely fresh eggs, fresh chicken eggs.
Yeah, I have some eggs in jars with the lime. But they only last 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
2 years. Mm-hmm.
I figure if you have chickens, 2 years is plenty.
Yeah.
And I cracked some the other day, and they've been in for, let's see, I'll be here in Wisconsin for 2 years in October. And I preserved these in November. My grandkids have a bunch of chickens, so they give me their eggs. And I water glass these. And I cracked some the other day, and they're just like, you know, the color of the yolk was a little different, but the taste was the same.
Same. I was going to ask you taste.
Yep. The taste was the same.
Darn, I can't get into live chat at all. Refresh.
I have dog treats, so I'm going to try to keep YA away.
So what did you guys think about Kamala Harris, all the polls coming out now where all the independents are tracking right with the Republicans? They're not even entertaining any Democratic stuff. Did you see that last night?
She just lies. Everything she says is a lie.
The
She
polls
said
came
Trump,
out.
she said Trump is going after Social Security.
Yeah.
He
They
just said the other day he's no tax on Social Security.
don't pay attention. But I saw one. It was I can't remember the lady's name. She has long blonde hair and the black glasses, and she's always on the TV shows. And she showed the polls from the debate night, and it showed the yellow for independents, red for Republican, and then the blue Dem. And through the whole thing, the independents were tracking right up the same and everything with the Republicans. What she did didn't make a darn difference. Actually, I think it pushed more people to Trump.
She's not going to do any of that anyway.
No, it's lip
This
service.
is going to be Ruby Ridge all over the United States. That's what this is. Complete government takeover.
I agree.
Well, yeah, that WHO thing too. There was a bill that got passed. Was it yesterday or the day before? But it's got to go through the Senate, and it was for the WHO, to take everybody over. And it was that they can't do that. The president can't sign anything like that until it goes through the House and the Senate. So, but it has to go through the Senate yet.
Yeah, it's the same with the tax cuts and everything, the tip tax, no tax on tips and all of this. It still has to go through Congress and everything. So these are just campaign talking points.
I know, but people listen to it though. I had to holler, well, not holler, but my mom, she was going back and forth about Kamala at the debate, and I had to tell her every single thing she said was a lie. None of it's true, because my mom was believing it. I don't know.
I can't believe anybody would even consider voting for her. It's so frustrating.
I know. And my mom stayed here with me this summer, and I practically beat it into her too, But I don't know why people do that. They start doubting themselves, and they really shouldn't.
No.
One thing that was amazing to me the morning after the debate, a friend of mine called who's like gradually waking up. She's a Republican, but just a casual consumer. But she watches NBC nightly news and these things. And she called me and she said, "Oh, but Lenore, I can't believe he said that they're eating pets how can you say that? Oh my God." And I'm like, yeah, because it's true.
Yeah.
And she goes, "How could he?" But it's not possible. And I'm like, of course. So while we're on the phone, I'm texting her story after story after story, and then it's like, then once she got it, then I was able to share all the memes. And so it took 3 quick stories. And then she's like, I kind of gently, me, I'm so gentle. I explained to her that, if you're watching network news, it's not for smart people.
Right.
And it's just like, cause it's easy. You turn on the TV and there it is. And if you don't watch network news, you have to work a little harder. But you just have to work at getting actual information. And so now I've kind of got her onto that, hopefully, but it just blew my mind. And then yesterday she said, it's just amazing how there's no real information on the news. And it's like, okay, I got one for the week.
I
don't know why people do it.
My daughter's 22, and she told me last night, she said, "Mom, me and all my friends, how we just love Taylor Swift." Of course, my daughter knows, Taylor doesn't influence her voting, but she said, my age group, they just really don't care to do their research. They really don't care. They just follow the rest of the girls that, vote according to how their mom and dad told them to vote. Democrats. They think Democrats are for helping the poor, which they used to be.
Yeah, they used to be, not no more.
They're not like that anymore. So you got to be on X. X shows everything. And I wish Trump
I'm
would have
on
said
everything.
that. He would have, not just the TV. Trump should have said, it's on the internet. Don't you people use the internet? I mean, that would have been a nice in your face, instead of just saying it's on the TV. Yeah.
Well, it was pretty obvious that the debate was a setup, and I think everybody knows it. Anybody that watched it knows it.
Yeah. I watched it, well, you guys know that, but the whole part of it, you knew that was going to happen with him, and you knew they were going to cheat somehow. But to be that blatant right in front of our faces, those are some arrogant SOBs, I'll tell you.
I think it's going to backfire. I think it is.
I think it did.
Agree.
I think it backfired when you're looking at the polls and stuff. People aren't that stupid. Some are, but
There are, yeah.
yeah, there's some real dummies.
We have where I'm at here, I mean, we're a really small town. We don't even have a stoplight. So when I go to town, I might see one Biden Harris sign, or now, of course, it's Harris and Wazoo, but it's everything is Trump. Trump is winning Wisconsin. He won it before.
Michigan.
Well, Trump is winning Indiana. We're all red. Everywhere you go, everything's Trump, 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 Trump everywhere. So that's good.
The polls say Trump and Harris are 48 and 48 in Michigan. I don't believe that.
I don't
believe that. Them polls are just as bad as they were when Hillary was running.
Oh, thank
Well,
God.
the people in Michigan, I think they got too much fertilizer in the ground over there. That's what happened to the people in Michigan. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, my sister's in Michigan.
Well, yeah, I lived in Traverse City, and it was beautiful for 40 years until all the Chicago people moved up there and turned it liberal. Now they were painting rainbows on the side. I moved when Whitmer got elected. I got out of Michigan. That was it.
Well, in Iowa, when they had and I worked at a truck stop. I was the manager at a truck stop. And when they had the BLM and everything, because I was not far, I was right on I-80 in Iowa. And Iowa City is maybe 20 miles down the road. And they bust in the BLM, and they were painting the highways because Iowa State University is right there. So if you drove into Iowa City, everything there was BLM and rainbow flags everywhere. And as soon as you got out of Iowa City, it's back to being normal, semi-normal.
Yeah.
But you could see
How
them.
about
They
by
just
you,
come
Red?
in.
Did you got the same thing by you, Red?
It's where we are, and I think part of it is very different in this sort of small town, small city. We have a small university here. And so during all of the BLM stuff, we had a little bit of that. But everybody here, and it's very different culture for us.
No.
Everybody is so polite. Nobody ever wants to say anything publicly. So everybody is really very closed-mouthed. And
I would fail there.
yeah, well, I'm having a few problems lately, but it's kind of nice because everybody gets along because people don't outwardly discuss politics. But it's kind of interesting when you don't get into the politics of everything, how much people can agree on things if you don't inject party. And it's just issues, if it's local issues, like when I talked about the chicken plant they wanted to bring here. And I spoke to Democrat people on the city council and different things, and they were more on our side. So it's like, if it's just issues, we can agree on things if we don't make it about party. And I think that's where we get the RFK thing, because we can just look at issues, look at what's good for us, and stop being bamboozled by the news media and by the politicians, and band together and do what's good for us. So I
many
think
people are fooled though, Red. So many people all they listen to is the mainstream media. So they're not getting the stories.
But that's okay. Little by little, people, like whether it's my friend or, our kids, that little by little we turn them on to, like, don't just be a casual consumer. And if we don't make it like a hard sell, and just like, here's the information, do with it what you will. But this is like all the stuff about what happened in the debate, and she's just being fact checked. And little by little, it's like, we can wake people up. I know it's hard for me to even say this, but without being so in their face. I may not be capable of doing that, but surely others are.
Well, they're in our face.
Yeah.
I think we could write a book on all the names they've called us. Deplorables. Oh, what else have we got?
Weird.
I
Yeah,
can't
weird,
say it.
weird.
Can't
That's
say
the strangest one yet is weird.
I think they've dropped that now. I think they realize everything
How
they've done,
childish it was.
but everything they've done is backfired.
Yeah, everything. I think it's kind of funny because it's like everything's a boomerang. So let them throw anything they want to sling whatever you want because it always goes right back to you.
Confession through projection.
Yeah. Oh, projection too. That we should talk about that. Just everybody put your intentions on unity. If you pray for unity so that Trump wins, because otherwise we're going to be toast.
Yep.
That's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to throw that in there before I forgot.
Every day.
Yeah.
I always like to say pray at 9:00 every night, Texas time, when January Sixers are singing to us.
Oh,
It
that's
would
nice.
be 8:00 New York
I
time.
have tuned into
Trixie,
that.
we started that years ago. Me, you, and Lone Star. We said that. Me, you, and Lone Star were in a group chat.
Watch that. I do tune into. I wish I would remind myself every week to tune in because they have been doing this since those people have been locked up. So that's
Did you see they dropped some of the charges?
Yes,
I saw
yes,
yesterday they were
yes,
retooling everything. So hopefully these guys will get out pretty soon. And when they get
well,
out,
they
I hope
will.
they sue.
But did
I
you
hope
see
they
what
sue.
they're doing? The
No.
one guy that got out, he had no drive. They
money.
destroyed all
Oh
his
yeah,
documents.
yeah.
His bank accounts, his driver's license, his credit cards. He had no money. They let him out. He said he slept under a bridge for
They
several
destroyed
days.
his life. They took his identity.
Yep.
That's what they're doing. They're taking their identity, really, because once they take all that and you only have your birth certificate, you're screwed. What are
Yeah.
you going to do?
Yep.
I
Oh,
want
man.
to.
And my birth certificate, when I had to get mine, it was at a hospital on an Air Force base, is where I was born, and it's no longer there. So I had a hell of a time finding out how to get a birth certificate. I actually had to go back to the Catholic church that we lived, and they actually had documents that I could use for like my baptism and everything that I could use to get a birth certificate. It was crazy.
That's unreal.
So I can't believe they're doing. They have destroyed these people already. They've already stolen 4 years of their lives.
I think
And
they
that's
used the
not good
Patriot
enough.
Act on them, and that's how they were able to confiscate all their assets. I really do.
Yep.
They're not talking about it.
in
But
and
how else
out,
would they do it?
If I hop
Huh?
in and out, it's just because the dog. So
We
it's,
know.
I'm not deserting you. I'll be back.
Oh, yeah. My dog. I took all the squeaky toys off the floor and put them up on the kitchen counter. So because he got one time when we were doing this, but he's good. He's laying on the floor now, so I don't have to worry.
Well,
Right.
I want
I
to
got
say,
Yes.
Stacy, I did tune in, and but for this chat and Ed's show, I would never have known about it, and it was heart stopping listening to that. For anybody who's never tuned in, it really is something.
Sad.
If you want to really hear it, it's just unbelievable. So thank you, Stacy, because I never would have learned that.
Yeah, that's been going on a long time.
Long time.
Yeah, because that was back from like Benny's days, wasn't that? Back
Yes.
Benny time?
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about Benny's.
Yeah.
That was fun.
So that was quite a while ago now because they moved a couple times. Wow.
I've only
forgot
moved
about
once. I've only moved once since I started tuning out regular TV, which was like 2015. I think I quit watching mainstream news, local news, everything. And then pretty much all I watch is like old movies. If I want to laugh, I'll put on Carol Burnett or something.
The Golden Girls.
Oh, I love the Golden Girls. That reminds me of my grandma all the time when I watch that. My
I like
grandma
to watch
looks
the
like
bloopers.
the bloopers. Yeah, bloopers are funny too.
Can we talk about the lawsuits that are being dropped on President Trump? Yesterday,
Yeah.
the 2 Georgia lawsuits were dropped, Fannie Willis. And then I also saw that the one, I hate to say this, I hate to call it this, the scandal, what was that, payoff? What do they call it? Where he had to pay money to the female who lied because she said he raped her.
Oh, yeah.
That one was dropped. That's the New York case. I saw that was dropped as well.
That's that E. Jean Carroll, right? That crazy lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you see where Fannie Willis shows up to her daughter's arrest, and guess who she's got with her?
Her boyfriend.
Yeah,
Well,
but they're
no.
not an item.
He
Well,
was
no, they're not an item, but
Sure.
gee, they're Velcro
Sure they're
together.
not.
He was just driving her there so that she could get, but the best part of that, because her daughter's pregnant and they were just talking about that. That's why she was on the phone. But my favorite thing is, oh my gosh, because she's going to be a grandma. And it's like, Granny Fanny.
I'm sorry. That just hit me funny, good. I don't know why.
It was meant to.
I had too much sugar this morning too. I told you guys I was going to do that.
Sugar cookies.
So I made trivia questions up. So maybe later, like when we get closer to the end, if anybody wants to play, we'll see who's the smartest in the chat. What do you think?
Yeah.
Anybody?
We love trivia.
Yeah, I'll just be quiet so I don't.
Well, I'm not asking you guys. We're going to ask the people in the chat.
Oh.
We know we'd be able to answer them. So we'd let the chat play. But there's really no prize except for they get to watch us.
Yay! Best prize ever.
Yeah, so that's the prize. You get to watch us on Friday. Boy, I don't know. There's so much stuff going on, though. This week was just horrible. It wasn't just the debate. Did you guys feel it like there was just something in the air this week that was just really freaking depressing?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
you.
it's
I
the
got
whole
it.
country for 4 years now.
I've been trying to pull this knife out of my back all week. Like, oh, and it hit me. I got like no sleep last night without going into any details. In one of the 18 times that I was awake last night, it suddenly hit me, and I thought of Karen and Ed when that other network on that other show that they built up and we all helped build up together, and then they got scroodled. And I realized that's something that my husband and I helped work on for 9 years and work on and put our heart and soul into in a civic organization. And we worked and worked and worked. And then we got treated just like Ed and Karen. And so it was hard to, like, which am I more angry at, the debate or that? So I had to decide which way my rage was going to go. So I couldn't really get as upset about the debate and the absurdity as I might have. But now I can get back into it and be mad at ABC because I'm thrilled that they've exposed themselves. So
I tried to watch.
badly, but it's good. It worked out great because unless you have severe TDS, you go back to the beginning, so many people went, wow, that was really bad. That was 3-on-1.
Yeah, everybody knows it.
So It turned out to be a good thing.
Yeah.
They were so obvious. That's the thing.
But the morning
They're gonna
after,
do
though, when you
stupid
first
things.
wake
Why
up,
did they
everybody was like, you know.
I knew it was
I
going to
don't
be
know.
okay.
I just can't wait for this to all be over with.
Well, I'm glad he's not going to do anymore. I don't see any point in it.
Yeah, that was a smart move.
He doesn't need
I don't
to.
know.
No, he didn't need to do any in the first place.
No, but he did. He's so amazing in that he exposed her. He exposed Biden and he exposed her. And how can we talk about the Biden and the Trump hat?
That
Oh,
was
yeah, go ahead.
hilarious. That was great.
I almost peed myself on that one. I was laughing so hard when I seen that. I was like, that old geezer, you wonder if he did it on purpose because he's so, mad at the Democrats, or if he really is kind of that loopy.
His face showed that his face, he had no idea what he was putting on his head.
Yeah, he kind of looked blank, didn't he?
Did you see the whole video? Like there's a whole video from the front that shows the entire episode.
Yeah.
When he walked in with Kamala and he was going like this, and nobody was even addressing him at the fire station. It's just people just talking.
Yep.
Who didn't even care. And then when Trump walks in, the crowd just goes wild.
I know, I loved it.
That was
great.
hilarious.
I wonder if Biden knew exactly what he was doing with the hat, because he didn't give it back to the guy. He held onto it.
Mm-hmm.
And
He didn't know what he was
got
doing.
another one.
At least he didn't put it on backwards.
No, I wonder, like, because, I'm suspicious of everything, but I started to wonder. I mean, I know with dementia, he might have just been having a good day. So there's that. But then I started to wonder, what if he's been palming his medication? And what if they've been, this is purely complete wild speculation. That's probably not true. But what if they've been drugging him all this time? And he's been palming his medication, and now he's waking up and realized what happened. So now this is his revenge. I saw a video, I don't know if it was real or not, on Il Donaldo, of him going up the steps to Air Force One, still holding the hat.
Well, I don't know. They pushed him out, and they said he wasn't real happy about it.
Jill was
so
upset.
I don't know. I don't know about that guy. You can't really tell if with the dementia when he really does know what's going on, but they do have moments of clarity like that. So it's, you just don't know.
And a lot of that is like muscle memory. Like he can do that politics thing just on autopilot. Like he just does it.
Been doing it.
Okay, Nut says the October surprise is going to be Biden endorsing Trump. That's pretty funny.
I like that.
Yeah, that would be something, wouldn't it? If that really happened, I mean, people would go crazy.
I don't know if
They're
want
gonna
that. You want that?
October surprise. They're going to swear Kamala in as president so she can hurry up and do more damage than they already have.
I don't.
You've been saying that.
I don't think Biden's going to resign after what he did with the hat. I think he would never trust her to pardon Hunter.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I've been told that Jill and Joe picked Kamala to make Obama mad because Obama had somebody else in mind from Arizona. So I was told they purposely endorsed Kamala just to jab at, to get Obama back. Obama does not like Kamala. Kamala doesn't follow orders like Joe.
Well, nobody likes Kamala.
Nobody liked her before. Why all of a sudden is everybody jumping on her bandwagon?
Or Catmala.
It took Obama 10 days to endorse Harris. He did not come right out and endorse her.
And
like Trump
someone
said,
just said, "Where's Jill?"
They all hate each other.
Jill.
Mm-hmm.
Jill was pulling the curtains down, making clothes. That's what she's been doing. She's got to get all the curtains down before she leaves.
She's got curtains, and then Hillary's got all the bed blankets that she turns into robes.
Another great scene from Carol Burnett.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. When she did
Gone
the
with the
curtains
Wind.
Gone with, yeah, that was hilarious. I like the Dennis skit with what was it? Where he's sitting in the chair, Harvey Korman.
Yeah, Harvey Korman and Tim Conway, and then
he jabs him with that needle and everything. Oh my gosh, that clip was the funniest
TV
thing
was
I've ever
good.
seen.
That's what I actually did not mind watching TV because the shows were good.
I miss Johnny Carson.
Me
I
too.
used to like to watch that.
Once Johnny Carson was gone, late night went.
Yeah, it's all garbage now. Even
Yeah.
Saturday Night Live, I started watching that at the very beginning and never missed it. And then the last 8 years, 9 years, they just got rotten and mean, and I won't watch it anymore. Used to be
But
funny.
it's really interesting that they have been all the late night shows except Gutfeld, and now they're blaming Gutfeld for destroying late night television. But like like Jimmy Kimmel and all, they're all going to like Friday nights. They're going to 4 nights a week.
Oh,
And late night, which was inexpensive to produce, worked great for everybody, and it's dying because they've destroyed comedy.
Well, they can
yeah,
stay
they
in
got-
California.
But even the shows that are in New York, they just destroyed it. And it's like, oh,
Speaking of California, Gavin Newsom vetoed the bill to give illegals $25,000. He vetoed it. I said, why would he do that? My husband says it's an election year and that wasn't a very popular idea.
Right.
well, no, it's because he wants to run in 2028, and it was 150,000 in California.
yeah.
Mm.
He would,
Nobody wants their state to turn to California.
That's the land of fruits and nuts.
but
When you go to California.
but what nobody like. This is what I wonder, Stacey. Why is nobody asking? Like everybody's talking about Gavin Newsom. Why is nobody asking? Wait a minute. You mean the Assembly and the Senate in the state of California passed it?
They did.
What about like, wait a minute. The people in California elected these people and they passed this. Lucky for them, Newsom didn't sign it. But what does that say if you voted for anybody who voted for this because they have a supermajority? Oh, look who's here.
Yes, good morning.
Like everyone's talking about Newsom, but talk about your assembly people and your senators.
Yeah.
Because California is MAGA country.
Well, did you see what Newsom's doing now? They're introducing a thing where they're going to give the illegal subsidies for their cell phones and for their internet and everything. I heard that this morning, that they were going to start giving that to them too. So all the American citizens, screw you, but we'll give it all to the illegals because they deserve it. There's a real good pat on the back for us, huh? Makes me mad.
It's walnuts are
America.
hitting my roof. So every time a walnut hits the roof, she's on attack mode.
But that's actually nothing really new in California. Like,
No, but it's gross.
if you got pulled over for drunk driving in California, like years ago, you get pulled over, they're taking your car. If you were illegal, this was before they gave illegals licenses. If you were illegal, they let you keep your car and you could just leave. It was like insane.
Yeah, we're like second
Everything
class
they're doing
citizens.
with the illegals is insane.
People were asking, why are the Haitians killing all of these animals when they have a food stamp card? They probably sold that food stamp card for cash.
Well, thing is their culture. They're out wherever they are, and that's what they do. They're looking for food. Well, we aren't primitive animals here, So we don't eat our ducks that are swimming in the pond at the park.
No, you just eat the turkeys, right?
I'll
you
eat
eat the-
turkey out here.
Yeah, you eat the turkeys. Turkeys are okay, but no ducks. No ducks. Don't get the ducks. And no
I'm not a
swans.
fan
Don't
of
eat
ducks
swans.
anyway.
But a lot of that is also not just eating, but it's also sacrificing.
Yeah,
Yes.
that Santeria stuff.
Yep.
And well, they're
Voodoo.
straight up voodoo, and that's it's like, oh, that's their religion. And Barnes said that's not going to be protected under our LUPA, which is the Religious Land Use and Institutionalized Persons Act. of 2000, which I know a lot about. That's going to be interesting if it eventually starts getting into that. That's one to go down a rabbit hole. But that's their religion.
I have a
So-
rabbit hole. Ben Berkwam was in Abilene, Texas yesterday, and nobody knows why. So Ben Berkwam he's going down a rabbit hole. Abilene, Texas. I wonder what's going on. You're mute. Deborah, you're mute. Oh, Deborah hit the wrong button.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
There you go, babe.
He was trying to leave on us.
When the dog gets excited, I got to let her out, and then I'm afraid all the jumping around will be too noisy, so I muted me.
What's in Abilene, Stacy?
I don't know. Maybe some more illegal registering of illegal voters.
But is there industry there? Is there?
No, Abilene's right out in the middle of nowhere, like Amarillo, Texas. It's right below Amarillo, Texas, and it's just kind of the desert part of Texas.
Was that where they were building that one city for all the illegals? Remember that?
No, that's down south. That's
okay.
Way down south.
That's what they're going to use for us. That
could have something to do with our electric grid. You know, Texas has its own electrical grid, and
that works well.
You know, they've been saying, people, go please vote early, because you never know. On election day, you may not have any electricity. So scary.
Yeah.
But then if they cut the electricity off, that's another reason why they should go to paper ballots. I hope it backfires.
Ding, 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 ding. Bingo, Stacy. They won't do it, though, because it makes too much sense.
We have the ability to do paper ballots, but I don't think we have the ability, if the entire grid went down, to do paper ballots. So vote in South Carolina, we don't have mail-in, but we have early voting starting October 21st. So it's like vote early in person.
2 weeks prior, 2 weeks early. I think I'm going to do it for the first time. Vote early.
I am.
Yeah.
I think everybody should. Like you said, what if they shut it down on election day? They, you know, with everything else they pulled, it wouldn't surprise me one bit if they did.
But I'm a poll worker, so I always vote early. And for anybody who is not a poll worker, be a poll watcher, but and don't assume the worst. But just be there.
I'm going to assume the worst. I know they're going to cheat. One way or the other, they're going to try to pull something that's going to screw us, because they do not want Trump. They absolutely refuse to let Trump be president. He can do more damage to them in 1 year because he knows the truth. He has stuff on them. I bet that's why they were at Mar-a-Lago. They weren't looking for papers that he took. He's looking for papers that he has on them.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
It was that Crossfire Hurricane paperwork that they were looking for, wasn't it? Because it tied everything together. And I think that was smart. I don't know. You know how Trump is. He probably has a copy of that someplace else, and all they got was the originals. You know, he's not a dunner.
Yeah, and a couple sachets out of Melania's drawers.
That was gross that they did that. You know,
And
they go in.
There's a lawsuit. He's suing them.
Yeah, I don't blame them.
Right.
Jules
I mean,
just
how would you
mentioned
want somebody
Wisconsin.
rifling through your panty drawer? You know, seriously? I wouldn't want anybody in my drawers.
No, I'd have to throw everything out and burn it.
I heard she did.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
I would have too. You don't know who those guys are.
Horrible. But Jules mentioned something about the
Perfect.
There you go.
A nice
Steve.
little pocket. Nice pocket. Buy you some, girls. Tights.
She's packing there, guys. That's not a hip.
No more panties. No more panties.
talking about the
Okay.
post office.
You
With
got to
the mail
carry when you
ballot.
leave the house this time. Too
You can
much
carry in a
crime.
Texas post office now. Post office, they're not allowed to tell you no guns in here. It's unconstitutional. Yeah.
But is everybody else having problems just with mail in general?
Oh, always. I've always had problems. Those people, they're never going to get better. There's no reason to complain because they won't fire them. You can't get fired. You can't get
You know how
fired.
you get a job at the post office? They
No,
go
no,
they go to developmentally disabled homes, and that's who they get to do work at the post office.
No, but I'm like,
I'm just kidding.
we've never had problems with, like, in the past month or so, like 4 checks that were supposed to be coming to us from vendors had to be reissued because the mail just isn't showing up. And we've always had pretty good luck with, mail. And it's been like catastrophic for the past 2 years, but now it's getting really bad.
Yeah. I've had trouble out here this past year. The first year I was here, everything was fine, but now this year, Palin actually in the chat, she had sent me a couple of cards. She mailed them on the same day at the same time. I got one day, and one came like 3 days later. So I don't know what's going on out here.
it was
They're
announced a
talking-
few weeks ago that the mail was going to slow down delivery to save money.
They say that all the
That's
time.
just an excuse to slow down all the mail-in ballots, probably. I
They
don't
say
know.
that all the time, though, that they're gonna have mail go to like 4 days a week or something like that. But we still have mail that comes on Sunday. I'll see the truck go by on Sundays.
That's because they're delivering Amazon
Yeah, Amazon stuff.
that we're subsidizing.
Do you guys know anything about the longshoreman strike? So it's in the chat. People are talking about the longshoreman strike on October 1st, and that we'll have a hard time getting canned goods.
Well, here's another one. Boeing is on strike.
Oh, they should be. They're
Oh, good.
budget-
We'll all be safer.
They're on strike because they had a setup where they were going to accept it, but they're not going to do it because since all these issues with the planes, they're mad. The employees are mad because they're being watched, and they don't want to be watched.
Well, go get a different job.
I'll never fly again. I don't care. Unless God gives me a pair of wings, I am not flying.
So with the longshoreman
I'll
strike,
fly.
is that nationwide?
I think that's what they were saying because it was October 1st. Because I was looking in the chat and they said the longshoreman on October. I think it was would be October 1st, and that canned goods would be short. So I would assume it would be nationwide. I don't think just one area would strike, but I don't know.
You know
But
those
that's
little
kinda
canned
scary.
goods of orange juice and apple juice that used to be in the aluminum cans?
Yeah.
You can't find them anywhere. Our federal government, I heard, bought them all up. Those little orange. Now you can find pineapple juice still in the little cans. They
Oh yeah, I
sell-
know what you're talking about. The
in a
little
6-pack.
peel off tab on top.
Yeah, those little bitty
Why
small
would they
cans
buy them all?
to stock up. Just
Yeah,
like they're
but-
buying all that ammo.
Well, yeah, they
So
bought all
we
that.
can't have it. They buy it all, so we can't have it. I don't know, but we used to buy those for the kids.
Yeah.
And for the past 2 years, you can't find them anywhere on the shelves.
I'll check that next time that I go to Piggly Wiggly.
Apple juice and orange juice not available.
Well, it's not a can issue because in my town in Monticello, ball companies here, and they make all the aluminum cans. So there's trains that come through here twice a day and pick up all the cans from Ball Corporation, and then they ship out to the beer companies and everything. So I haven't noticed the train slowing down, and Ball is still hiring. So it's not a can shortage. So it's got
That
to be
was my
something
question.
else. Yeah, but it's kind of cool. They make all the aluminum cans here in my town, but people that work there get paid really good.
Yeah, Alcoa was in Iowa. It was not far, and those people get paid good money.
Yeah, but
And that's all
look at
aluminum stuff.
the heat in there, though, is why they pay so well, because with the furnaces and everything, it's so hot in there. I don't even know how people can stand it. It gets like 115 in there.
Well, wait till they get to hell. Wait till the Democrats get to
That's
hell,
a
then
good
they
one,
get to know what the
good
fire is.
Yeah, they get some singed hair. They should get singed hair now just to let them see what it feels like. I know who I'd throw in the fire first.
I don't
Who
know.
would
These
you-
people, they might like it.
Who would be your
I'd toss Obama in first because he started most of the stuff. He's the evil one. Remember when everybody used to say he was the Antichrist at one time when he was first? I remember that. Nobody says that too much anymore, though.
Yeah, in
They
that
just-
movie, The Bible, they have Satan in it, and the actor looks identical to Obama.
That was funny. I saw that too. He was crazy. He did look just like him, though. He
He
had
did.
that what was it? That brown hooded robe or something on. I
Yeah.
saw.
Yep.
Yeah. Obama, that's where all of our trouble started. That's where they started changing language and all that. He started it out with that professor, remember, about drinking at the very beginning of his presidency, something
The guy
about a
from
black
Harvard.
kid on college. Do you remember
the guy from
that?
Harvard?
Yeah, that's what started that. When he started doing that, everything started changing. There's that rattle.
It's not me. For
Not
a
me.
change.
It's probably the FBI listening
Wait,
in on us.
maybe.
We're all under track.
I'll shake my
Maybe.
head a little bit.
Show them your gun, Stacy. So that was.
Stay back, guys. Stay back. Right there.
There you go. There's for the
Locked and
FBI. I
loaded.
think it's the
The little
interns that go
38
on the chat on Friday.
Got 6 rounds in her. It's perfect for women. Perfect.
I got a 380 Versa, but that's the only problem with them now. I can't get the 380 ACP ammo. Wolf discontinued it, and I had a hard time getting it before. I got a couple boxes set aside, but I don't know. I really liked Wolf ammo, and now there is no more.
Gosh, I sure hope it doesn't lead to any of that.
When do you guys target shoot? I mean, I know I do, Stacy.
No.
I'm sure you don't
We
go
don't
out and
waste
shoot in the yard.
We don't waste bullets. We used to.
Well, yeah, I
Raising
used
the
to
kids.
too, but
Yeah, raising the kids, teaching them. Yeah, but
Yeah.
not anymore.
Now you don't want to waste it.
No, we
no,
don't
it's
waste.
too expensive. I used to too. The last time I went to the range, I think I went through like 150 rounds in a half an hour, and so I was like, "Up, I'm done. Too expensive. I'm going home."
Yeah.
That was the last time.
Couple
And
of
that's
$100.
we got iTarget last year, so that was our after Thanksgiving dinner entertainment.
That's fun though. I
And
like
actually,
doing
it
it.
was actually. I mean, it's not the same, but at least you feel like you're doing something.
I
Hello,
want one of those
woodpecker.
laser ones. Have you seen the laser target? Like you could put in your garage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be cool. That way you're not, wasting ammo, but you can make sure that your targeting and everything is good,
Oh,
I think that'd
It's
be
hunting
fun.
season out here. Right now it's bow season. So I'm not hearing as many gunshots, but you can hear the gunshots because they're getting ready for deer season.
Yeah, sighting their guns in, huh?
Yeah. Well, you can shoot here in your
Well,
backyard.
yeah. Where I used to live, you could shoot too. I mean, we used to in the backyard. We had it was a hill and stuff, so we put stuff down in the back, and we used to blow up watermelons and everything. But my kids built potato guns and stuff like that too. So when we were in back, we made quite a bit of noise.
we had
It,
one of
it was
those.
fun. The potato guns are hilarious. I love those things. Well, now they're talking about bow hunting. Then see, you got guys talking about bow hunting in the chat now, and the girls target shooting. Oh, we got girls target shooting. That's good. So,
I have a bow, but I don't have a compound bow. Mine is a long bow.
oh, I know what you're talking about now. You're talking about the older kind where it's just like
The old,
the half
like
size.
the Indians, great big
Yeah,
long.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
That's
know what
I
you're
have.
talking about. Do you ever
Indian
compound?
killer.
They compound bow fish around here with.
You can't
bows.
do that here.
They do that for catfish around here, and it's gross. I don't think they should be allowed to do that. But sometimes the catfish here are so thick you could just drop a net in the water and pick them right out.
Well, what is that one they call when you just grab them, dip your hand in and grab them?
Noodling, isn't that noodling?
Yes, noodling. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
you stick your hand down there and let the catfish bite onto your hand and pull them up.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been
That's-
stung by catfish, and I have no desire to do that.
No,
I don't need any more scars.
Yeah,
You know,
I don't-
me neither. That's for sure.
Plus, they taste nasty. They have catfish fries around here, but I'm used to lake perch from living in Michigan, so I don't go to fish fry down here.
Well, I like
I
channel.
don't like
I like channel cat. Just about any other kind of catfish though tastes muddy to me.
Yeah.
So I prefer like crappie or perch, bass, stuff like that.
Bass.
Bluegill. Oh, bluegill. I
Bluegill.
love bluegill, but man, all you get's a little teeny tiny piece with all that filleting, but boy, is it good.
Yeah. Down south, we used to have those great big fish fries after church. This is back when, like, after church, they'd have this huge picnic and everybody would go and there's coleslaw and they'd do the fish fry and people would bring their guitars and banjos and everything. And we'd just sit out by the James River and we'd have these big picnics every Sunday. And that's when you're mixing Pentecostal people with Catholic people. It didn't always work too good. You just had to, once church was over and everybody got there, you just dropped religion. You did not talk religion.
Food brings people together.
Yes, it does. Stuff their mouth and keep them shut.
Yeah, we still have fish fries around here. Our fire departments are mostly volunteer out here in the
Yeah.
country, so those are our fundraisers. Fish fries. It's big in Texas.
Yeah. Yeah. We have a lot of them here too, but we've got a lot of lakes and rivers and things. And I'm in the hunting grounds, everybody down here has a gun. They're all hunting, so I get turkey, I'll have it. Last year, my neighbor brought me down some venison. I'm not partial to the taste of venison. I don't mind grinding it up and putting it in like chili or something. But basically, YA got a taste for deer. She ate all winter venison.
Yeah. And those dogs like venison, I'm telling you, they sure do.
I wonder if the Haitians will develop a taste.
I don't
I'm
know.
sure they
If I had
already
little
are.
kids around the Haitians, how can they eat cats? I just don't get it. I mean, I know they're sacrificing them too, but how can you? It's just gross when you think about eating a cat. I don't get it.
It is to us, but in other cultures, cats, dogs, that's food.
Yeah.
That's meat.
I don't know. I think they should just give them all roadkill recipe books and let them go scavenge on the roads. Leave all the geese and stuff alone. Well, the geese, they could eat the geese. Geese shit all over the place, so go ahead and eat those.
Yeah, we don't want them. We don't
I
want
didn't
them.
mean to say that. Sorry.
We don't want them here. They need to just go away.
Canadian geese are nasty, though. They crap all over everything. Oh, I used to have them in my yard, and it was like you can't get rid of them. You go to try to mow the lawn, and they'd hiss at you and just stand there. They wouldn't even move. They
They're
were
mean.
awful. So
They can
eat
be
those.
mean.
They're so pretty.
Well, they're pretty, but I had the gooselings and everything, because where I used to live on the water, they would nest right in the end of my yard. So they would come right up by the side of the deck and everything, but they would crap everywhere. You couldn't even go out in the backyard until they were gone. The dogs would go outside and they wouldn't even move. They would just look at them.
YA would be full because she'd eat them.
Oh, I had my Jack then, and he would never even bark at him. He was he was a lab husky mix, and he would just lay on the deck and back and watch them. And the little babies would come right up by the bottom of the steps, and he never once tried to go after them. I always used to tell him.
It's the wolf finner. It's the wolf finner. It's just in her nature. Because I had baby deer. I have an apple tree out here on the side of my house, and the deer just love the apples. So that at night, just at dusk, I had 3 baby deer out there and a mama deer, and she went crazy. I thought she was going to actually jump through the window.
And she might sometime.
She could jump through the window. I have to keep mine open only about this much, because if she jumped through the screen one day, and I was outside cutting grass, and I thought, well, how the hell did you get out? And I put her in, came back out, started cutting, and she was out there again. And I thought, what the hell's going on? I went in the living room, and I've got a window that sits fairly high. And she just jumped right through it, pushed the screen out and everything. So I have to keep my windows only open about so much.
Deborah Lynn, I got news for you. A friend of mine had a wolf mix many years ago. Oh, great dog.
It is. That's the best dog I've ever had.
He went through a plate glass window because someone was coming up to the house and he didn't like it. And Chimo was fine, not harmed, but if Chimo thought
Oh yeah.
Mama was in danger.
I thought last night she was going to go through the window. So
Oh,
it's like,
boy.
okay, the shutters on the outside that I were going to put, maybe I'll put them on the inside because she'll just peek her head around the curtains.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
but that's
You
good.
don't want her
She
going through
needs
the
to be able
window.
to see out, Deborah.
What's that?
She needs to be able to see out.
Oh yeah. Well, when I take her out for, her walks and stuff, it's all I can do to hold on to her. She's so strong. But she is a good protector. She is the best watchdog I've ever had.
Yeah, dogs are good. Dogs are from God because when you spell it backwards, it spells God. So that's why God gave us dogs. That's our little protector. That's how I always think. I always like to have a dog. They're so
Yeah.
sweet.
I had a dog in Iowa, and she was a rescue. She was a German Shepherd, but she only had 3 legs, and she had been hopped around from shelter to shelter. She was purebred. She was beautiful, and they didn't want to kill her, so they kept just hopping her around from shelter to shelter. And finally, I found her when I moved to Iowa. And just before I moved here, she passed away a week before I moved here to Wisconsin.
Oh.
It was awful. So I couldn't wait to get another dog when I got here. It's like, I don't want to be here by myself. I want a dog.
Yeah. I hear you on that because I got the kids got me Augie for Christmas so that I wasn't, by myself. So, and I appreciated that so much that I love that dog. He can be a booger, but I love him. But he's my booger.
Oh my goodness, you guys, it's already 8:56.
Is it really?
Or 9:56.
Holy crap, we didn't even get to play trivia. Oh, I'll have to save it for next week. Well, that kind of stinks. One of them was a good question, though.
Well, ask the good question one.
Okay, this is for the old people in here. That's
Now,
What was the official name of political ideology associated with South Africa's racial segregation from 1948 to 1990?
racial segregation.
I'll read it again. What was the official name of political ideology associated with South Africa's racial segregation from 1948 to 1990? Think Nelson
You have the first
Mandela.
one, Jay Klutman.
Apartheid.
Apartheid, yeah. We got a couple people in here saying.
Okay, who got it? Oh, Jay
Bill
Clark.
Jack
Okay.
said it. Who else said it? JK said it. I think JK was the first one.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think
Hey,
so.
one more real
man,
quick.
you get us.
Here's a quick one. Which political event is often associated with the fall of the Berlin Wall? Let's see if anybody gets it. What political event is often associated with the fall of the Berlin Wall? Oh, the end of the Cold War. When the wall went down, that was
I
the end of
wasn't
the
thinking
Cold
of
War.
that as an event. I'm going to
Yeah, I don't know why
nitpick
they
that one.
considered it an event, but holy crap. Okay, it's 9:58, so I'm going to be quiet with my questions. You guys can say anything you want.
It went too fast. We didn't really have time.
Can we end with the Lord's Prayer? Can we end with the Lord's Prayer?
Absolutely.
I'll be happy to
Stacey,
say it.
why don't you lead us
for
in
it.
it?
Okay, are we done?
We're good. Go for it.
Thank you, everyone who tuned in today. Thank you so much. We love y'all. Here we go. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
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 Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Stacy, Ginger, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for
This was
inviting
really
me.
fun, you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Love
Uh,
you.
We got to do this on Fridays a lot because we got to end the week with an upper instead of a downer so that everybody has a good week. And we can do heavy stuff, still, but I think towards the end we should always do something kind of fun so that we kick out in a good way,
And we'll wait till something good comes up. Now that New York Times has picked up on the story I was working on, I'm going to let them go.
Yeah, but I don't know. I have fun on Fridays. I hope you guys had fun today. I know Deb and I enjoy doing this, don't we, Deb? Say yes.
Yes.
Deb. Yes, yes, we do. We have fun. I don't know. I think it's fun, and it's fun to see everybody from the chat too, bring different people on and everything. So
Yeah, this is the first time I've really been able to look at the chat while we're on.
I know,
This is
isn't
the
that
first
fun
time-
when you can read it?
What's
When
that?
you- well, it's 10, so I guess we're gonna say goodbye to everybody.
Goodbye,
You have a good
everybody. Have a great
weekend.
weekend.
Have a great
Thanks,
weekend. We
Lindsay.
love you
Great
guys.
meeting you, Stacy.
Thank you.
And thanks for watching us crazy ladies. Have a good weekend. Bye.
Thanks, everybody.